Hey guys, today is 8/16, so I'm going to continue talking about my first job working for the newspaper. I told you about our boss. His name was John, and he was in his early 40s when my brother and I began working for him. John was an alcoholic chain smoker. He smoked 4 packs of Doral ultralights every day, and he would be drunk by the end of the night, every night. He drove a beat-up old van, which he would replace with another beat-up old van, and my coworkers with the newspaper would usually beat it up even more. He picked us up and dropped us off at all of our houses, and he actually taught me and my brother how to drive. He took us to bars, too. He'd say me and my brother were his kids, and they'd let us drink. We were drinking alcohol in bars when we were 14 or 15 years old. My brother and I went from spending our whole lives having no adult care about us to one claiming us as his sons. John taught us how to play poker and took us to illegal poker games. We bet with a bookie named Al at his favorite sports bar. John bailed me out of jail when I was 17, and when our father kicked me and my brother out of the house, he briefly let us stay with him and his family. However, the only reason John was so nice to us is because we were his top employees. Our sales were helping to put food on his kids' table. My brother and I knew this at the time. John had a lot of issues. He had multiple DWIs, and he would still drive drunk with a van full of kids. He was pulled over multiple times, and the cops would just let him go. I remember many times, almost a dozen times, he'd just be so drunk driving around circles all around San Antonio because he forgot where his employees lived. Other times he'd get so drunk he'd drop us off in a city like New Braunfels or Seguin and then black out, leave us alone in a strange town. We'd always have to find a payphone and call his wife to come pick us up. Once, John was so drunk he picked a fight with my brother. I stopped in and jumped in and said I would fight him. John was like 45 years old fighting 2 15-year-old kids. He got on top of me with all of his weight, and I ended up getting off of him, getting the best of him, but then he paid this ex-felon, 21, 22-year-old Mike Barrera, to jump in and give me a few licks if that was the case. Imagine being 15 fighting 2 grown felons. Let me remind you, I also broke every sales record in San Antonio. Like I said it before and I said it again, I've been called a legend since I was 14, 15 years old. John was so pissed after me and him got in a fight that the next day he gave me a special sales drop in the hardcore ghetto on the east side of San Antonio at Rigsby and MLK. I got jumped within 10 minutes of getting out of the van, and I was lucky to get away with my life. I ended up getting stomped an inch of my life with a bunch of hooligans. One of them chased me out the street with a piece. I jumped in the back of this cop car. Let's go get him. Let's go get the bad guys. The cop ended up taking me to the police station. I actually had a sheet of acid in my shoe. I swear to God. The cops were really nice to me, giving me ice packs for all my bruises and everything. They had no idea what I had on me. Looking back, John knew I was going to get jumped, and he didn't have my best interest in mind. He had his own bank account in mind.